how AI is changing recruitment decisions. So, how AI is changing the hiring landscape. If you're not familiar with me yet, my name is Alex. I run an AI agency in Toronto called Peak Demand Incorporated. We help small, medium enterprise businesses with their AI adoption, automation workflows, as well as transit systems and municipalities. We've been covering the narrative on AI adoption in Canada for recently more so now that the conversation's heating up, but I've been trying to get Canadians apprised with what's going on in the AI space for the last 3 years, in the tech space for the last 15. And I got to say, it's been a hard slog. Canadians are fear-driven individuals. We do everything, based on what bad might happen. And AI, because it's a black box technology, generally no one knows what the responses are going to be. That is why we have to employ things like guardrails, reinforcements, as well as minimizing hallucinations to make sure that they work properly for our clients. But typically, Canadians don't know that. So there's a lot that goes into making AI work that we're simply not literate enough to understand. And that's where a lot of the fear is derived. So demystifying the world of AI is sort of the goal here for me. But if your business needs help with adopting AI operations, or getting AI decision-making layers into your workflows, don't hesitate to book a discovery call with us at peakdemand.ca, or you can type in AI Agency Toronto. We should be coming up on the first page there. Or you can literally ask ChatGPT about us. ChatGPT regularly sends businesses to us for help with their automations. So let's get into it. And I want to make a point here. This is this is going to be a video for young people. I'm going to make sure that the languaging on the YouTube title and description targets young people, or unemployed people, people who are looking for a job, looking for work. These are the types of people that I'm speaking to now. Like my other articles speak to a business owner, or at least the other article readings speak to a business owner, speaking to Canadians in general. But I really want to speak to those who are looking for work right now, because that was me for many years, especially in the digital space. Canadians are not really so enthusiastic about paying you, hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars to fix a couple words on their website through SEO. They would more so, just have a simple basic website up there and, hope that things happen good for them. On the flip side, Americans, the rest of the world, they have entire industries devoted to technology and growing in the space, and they're literally racing towards the future. Even getting basic CRMs and operating websites to Canadian businesses is like a challenge. And that's just because the people who run the businesses have known one thing for most of their lives: put a down payment on a house, you'll benefit from the Canadian housing system. Done. Not investing into tech, investing into efficiency, investing into tech companies. It's not really our bag here. It's going to have to change as the world literally rips towards the future, as we're sitting still with a real estate industry in shambles. So, new report reveals major shift in hiring decisions amid AI implementation. And I got to tell you, like as someone who hires or is looking at building a team, like you need to be insanely AI literate, or at least have a pretty good experience with automations to even be considered in a conversation to work with us. Like we just gone too far ahead now for to try and. I mean, I will say this: if you can survive training with our team to get you up to speed, hell, you deserve the best, because the training I put my guys through, it's not nice. It's not nice, but it makes them good now. So, if that's something that you're interested in, hell, just book a discovery call. But this environment moves extremely quickly. So either something to start off the blocks with, or you're going to feel those growing pains, so to speak. So artificial intelligence is emerging as a hiring gate for organizations, as the majority of leaders globally cited as a new factor in staffing decisions, according to a new report. Insights from Zip State of Spend report on how companies approach procurement revealed a major shift in recruitment processes across organizations. We're seeing this across the board. Hiring freeze that just happened in Ontario, federal hiring freeze in the United States, hiring freezes across pretty much every tech company in the States. Like everyone's looking at AI going, well, if this machine can do it, why are we hiring people? So you got to pay attention to that. Young people, pay attention. Companies at scale across the board are asking themselves, why are we hiring people if we have AI? So you, as someone who doesn't necessarily have a job, or maybe you want a better job, or you just want to make money, pay some bills, you have to learn AI, or you have to join an AI team that's doing work for pretty much the rest of time as everyone automates their processes. Um, for the first time in history, companies are looking at everything through the lens of AI, said Nick Heinzman, head of research at Zip, in a statement. It found that 75% of companies now factor AI into hiring decisions, with 17% requiring proof that AI cannot perform a role before approving new positions. And we saw this first with Shopify last year. Shopify CEO comes out and says, "Hey guys, if you can't prove AI can't do the job, then we're just not going to hire that person. Like we're literally not going to hire someone unless you can prove that AI can't do it." That's the position of like tech companies in hiring. Then that sentiment is going to leak out into other business owners saying, well, maybe I can just get AI to do it. So if you're a young person, you're coming out of university, drop all your shit. Drop everything. Sit down at ChatGPT and absorb information at warp speed. You have to. If a business, and this is another thing you got to pay attention to. If a business owner hires you and doesn't ask about AI, you got two pathways. That business is probably not going to do too well because they're still relying on cheap labor from humans, or you learn AI and be the change of force for that business. But regardless, AI is inevitable for operations going into the future. If you're a young person watching this, you have to understand this. This is an older person telling you or giving you advice when you need it the most. When I was young, was 17, 18, no job, no prospects, no nothing. No one was out here telling me you need to do this. They were saying you should be a lawyer, you should be a doctor, you should sell real estate, you should do all this stuff. You should. But now, in my older age, 37, looking at young people in the hiring landscape, I'm saying to you, you have to learn AI. There's no choice. You have to do it. It's not going away. It's becoming more of what we do in everyday life. You have to learn this stuff. Carrying on, it found that 75% of companies now factor into AI into hiring decisions, with 17% requiring proof AI cannot perform the role before approving new positions. AI has become a hiring gate. The report leads. More than half of executives, 58%, said AI substitution is encouraged but not required, while 21% said AI has no effect on hiring plans. When it comes to skills, 56% of executives also noted AI and automation fluency will be the most critical skill moving forward. AI and automation fluency will become the most critical skill moving forward. Interesting. And that's coming from people who are supposed to be hiring humans for jobs. They're saying that, well, if you can do this stuff, 100% we want you. This is what we do at the agency every day for companies that don't have internal teams or who are technically capable. We do it for them. AI's impact has fully arrived. Heinzman said their findings indicate that AI's anticipated impact on the workforce has now fully arrived. When they do hire people, companies are prioritizing AI fluency above all other skills while cutting consultants and analysts across the board. So the people that we were relying upon for better judgment, steering the vision of companies, AI consultants, analysts, they're being replaced by robots. And now hiring decisions are being basically determined by the AI literacy that these potential employees could have. So it's literally all coming down to AI, even removing people who had human thoughts and conventional ways of getting things done in a business. They're gone. Analysts, consultants are gone. They're gone because AI is doing it now. So if you think hotshot analysts and consultants are the only ones who are have to learn this stuff, it's no entry level. There's no entry level now. The entry level is AI. The top cost reduction of first or savings targets for this year are professional services, contingent labor, as well as travel and events. Executives echo this pattern, putting their greatest scrutiny on consultants, gig workers, and legal services. Oh yeah, I feel bad for the teams in legal. Holy shit, you guys are gonna have to go quick. Let's see. Um, executives echo this pattern, putting their greatest scrutiny on consultants. And while cuts on these functions happen, they noted that IT departments are expecting to expand. The exception is IT, which anticipates growth as it takes on evaluating, deploying, and governing new AI systems. The report reads, the findings reflect recent events where employers are cutting contractor roles and considering at workforce reductions as AI further deployed in their systems. So it's becoming apparent. Like as soon as you figure out how the tools work and you can get more work done now, the conversation around hiring completely changes. You want to do more with the resources that you have available. And it's so funny because all these IT and tech people thought they were going to be out of the way and into the weeds. It's mostly just like administrative and customer care people at tech companies, engineers and automation professionals. Like you're going to become as valuable as like plumbers, electricians. Same thing. Accenture announced in September it would cut staff unable to adapt to AI roles, and Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei warned in May that AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and increase employment by up to 20% in the next 1 to 5 years. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy told his employees in June to expect a reduction in the total corporate workforce in the next few years amid AI implementation. According to Zip's research, 70% of organizations are already testing or using AI in businesses. That includes 70% that are deploying it widely across multiple processes. We are witnessing the transformation of business in real time. That's how fast we're going. The results show AI adoption is moving faster than expected and already influencing business decisions in nearly every function. So, the influence of business decisions across nearly every function. What does that sound like? That sounds like the internet. It sounds like electricity. It sounds like fire. It sounds like infrastructural layers of our society are quite literally changing before our eyes, and yet we have a fear of this technology in Canada. So, if you're a young person in Canada, in the States, hell, wherever you are, you're a young person looking for work, get into AI, get into how to build automations, get into, and the more I do these videos, the more I think like, how can I help? We put up videos on, AI, the narrative in Canada. Great. We have amazing amounts of resources on our website. I might end up being a course person and just putting together a course to help Canadians, like specifically Canadians, because it's getting ridiculous now. I don't want to be that guy, but like, come on, guys, we need to do better. And young people, if you're watching this, just know there's older people who are like hiring at these companies. They're not thinking ahead. They're not being smart. Like there's no one out here that's going to pick you up and rescue you. Everyone's trying to figure it out right now. And most of the times, you're going to have people who are looking at the hiring landscape that have no idea about technology or where it's at. So if you're a young person, you really are on your own. You have to figure it out on your own. With that being said, I'm going to keep this one under the 15 minutes. If you like what you're hearing here, or at least you feel like you might have been spurred on, motivated to do something, make a change in your life, or you like how my voice sounds, hit like and subscribe. We're going to try and have more content for people who are on the fence about AI, or Canadians who need to get into AI now. Again, my name is Alex. I run an AI agency in Toronto. We help small, medium enterprise businesses with their AI adoption, as well as municipalities and transit systems. And we're looking forward to this new landscape. Every day we get more conversations going with business owners and operators in Canada, as well as the States. and I can really feel like the thrust and surge of AI adoption is going to be upon us in the next little bit. So I'm looking forward to it. Bye now.